Yo, yo, what's up, my pixelated farm animals? How you doing today? It's Chris here, and we're talking about BTD6 version 6.0 recent update. Now, I've made a lot of videos talking about this stuff already, but this is like the whole encompassing everything that we need to know about this update right here. I'm going to go over all the patch notes, talk about all the things that are going to get changed over here. Then we're going to kind of head over into the game and just show off some of the main things that we need to know about this update to make sure that we can stay up to date and make sure we're going to be owning these, levels over here. And, of course, any of the bad things that we got to talk about. And, number one, main thing, you guys probably know about this by now, the Mortar! The Mortar is here, the new tower in the game. Whenever a new tower comes to the game, it's exciting. So I'm definitely excited to show it off for you guys. I mean, I've showed it off in some of my regular, fifth tier videos, but I really haven't showed it off too much in like any real gameplay. So we need to talk about that a little bit. I gotta be honest though, a little bit underwhelming so far. They're really not that good, especially the fifth tier upgrades. I find them to be sort of underpowered. And I hope that NGB eventually figures that out and they do realize that they need to buff them at least a little baby bit over here, man. I think honestly they need pretty big buffs though, to be honest. Kind of sad actually. There's not that many good spots to put them on, even on like the moon where I was like, oh man, this thing's like freaking perfect for the Mortar. Still wasn't that good. And then the 3 monkey knowledge points are all military points directed towards the Mortar. One of them is to give extra burning stuff. One of them is to give you extra to make sure that you can decamelize CDTs. And then the third one is to make the triple shot mortar a little bit less expensive, which is, all decent things. I think the decamalizing DDTs, though, is probably the most important thing. Alright, 2 new awesome maps. Alright, so if you guys haven't seen these yet, there's 2 new maps. There's Moon Landing and Quad. Moon Landing's a pretty simple, pretty simple map. It's pretty solid. I like the map. I like the idea of it. It actually uses the walls pretty effectively, which I think is fun. And then Quad, I haven't actually played that one yet, but it looks like it's going to be a fun map to play overall. New expert map is quadruple the trouble. Definitely going to be difficult on chimps and stuff like that, guys. Gonna be tough. And then, oh man, I knew you guys were excited about this one, because I know I'm excited about this one. Scientist Gwendolyn skin right here. Whoop, whoop. That was awesome, dude. I'm going to show that off to you for sure today, guys. For sure. And then after studying how to burn the balloons, Gwendolyn's... oh, that's what we just talked about. Okay, but there's a lot of changes still happening over here. So first of all, general bug fixes. Some UI issues with the aspect ratio have been resolved, so we're not really going to go about everything here, but, languages, decorated heroes, okay, power buttons, blah, blah, blah. We're basically just fixing all the stuff that shouldn't be broken in the game in the first place. Tower and hero bug fixes. Now, these aren't just bug fixes, though. They're actually going to go into a little bit more detail about everything else, but... the bomb shooter now actually plays a sound. The monkey sub advanced intel should now correctly hit the DDTs when under an MIB. That's good. Monkey buccaneer should no longer crash. Okay, we don't like crashes. Trade Emperor's description has been changed to include its limitations, which it does have a lot of limitations. Before it was just trying to figure it out. I was going deep in this thing. How is this guy going to actually work for ourselves? And figuring out that it doesn't have unlimited, capability of building 500 of them or something like that was kind of lame to figure out, Here we go. This is actually really, really important, though. The helipod. I tried to show this off to you guys in a video really quick, and I actually was, I was still a little bit confused by what was going on. Basically, the Comanche defense, or the Comanche commander, no longer, quote-unquote, begins double-dipping buffs on its mini Comanche spawn. I still found the Comanche commander to be extremely, extremely good, though. So... I don't really... It's only good, though. I gotta point this out. It's only good with the Alchemist next to it, and I don't know why that is. But he tends to be a little bit underpowered without the Alchemist, but with the Alchemist, he's like frickin' a boss. So, you might have to only put one Alchemist next to him to keep powered up all the time, but he's still a ridiculously powerful tower over here. The Ninja Monkey. Counter-espionage will remove camo from leads when acidic mixture dip is applied. That's cool. We like that as part of the game. Alchemist should no longer target farms. Okay. Unstoppable Concoction. Finally fixed up in here. It's going to add a damage counter on its explosions. So, basically, what happened was it was supposed to throw down its Unstoppable Concoction onto, like, a Moab in one hit, a BFB in like 2 hits, and his Omegod in like 3 hits, but it was still broken, even though they said it was supposed to be fixed in the last update. So now it's finally there and ready to go. We've got Gwendolyn can now apply fire onto Moab class balloons. So they finally added a fire aspect to the game where you can put fire on Moabs, whether it's through the Mortar or through Gwendolyn. I think it might do it through some other ones, but I'm not entirely sure. Monkey Village no longer has None towered already. Okay, that's good, I guess. I'm happy with that. And then, oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, tack shooters. Tack shooters, Inferno damage to mobs increased from 5 to 8. That's a pretty big jump right there. But the 5th tier is so gosh darn expensive, we're probably not using it anyways. I mean, when is this going to actually be useful? I don't know. Flying Fortress got buffed. Still probably not even going to be usable in the game, though. Like, the only time you're getting 5th tier Flying Fortresses is if you're rolling around in frickin' money and you're already dominating. So why not just give us something cool to play with, you know? Like, make it more powerful. Make all these towers that you have to spend $100,000 on really powerful. That's what we want to see. We want to see cool things happening and go late game a little bit easier and more fun. Alright, I made a video about this, too. The Apache Prime gets +1 damage and pierce to its main plasma attack. So now we're actually going to be a little bit more powerful against the stuff. Is it overpowered now? No, it's a more standard, regular tower that we might actually use in the game, but keep in mind, it's still expensive, over $50,000 to get this guy. That's not cheap, man. It's not cheap. Wizard Monkey. Ooh, this one's fun. The Wizard Lord Phoenix Pierce increased to 50 on main tower Dragon's Breath and main Phoenix Fire Breath attacks. Cool, I guess. That's awesome. I showed you guys that too. It's fun, it's interesting. And then this is where things get really crazy. I've also tried to show you guys this information so far, but the Alchemist, Berserker Brew, and Stronger Stimulant have been redesigned. They'll function similar fashion to the Acidic Mixture Dip and expire after 30 to 50 attacks that have been performed by the applied tower. So basically, now they don't stay powered up for very long when you have towers that shoot really fast. Whether it's the Sun God or the Plasma Monkey or whatever, they're not as powerful, but it's still very powerful for lower level like 4th tier ninjas and low level super monkeys. So don't underestimate that. They're still going to be powerful. They're not going to be as great as they were and not be as overpowered as they are, but they're still pretty decent, guys. So don't let that confuse you at all. Spike Factory, Super Mines, little increase, but again, it just doesn't matter. I mean, who's spending $150,000 on these towers? Like, no, nobody is. You're only using it for late game or for ridiculous things. Like, what does it matter? Just make it OP. Make it more fun, you know? I don't know. Make it so it's got the range of the entire map or something stupid. Like, that would make it cool, you know? And if you, I don't know if you have directed spikes on that thing, but if you get directed spikes on super mines, that'd be pretty cool. Just like launch spikes across the screen. I think that would be an efficient way to use the Spike Factory. It's not really Spike Factory anymore, but it's still cool to see. And then here we go, a nerf. Gwendolyn, baby, why do you gotta do this to me, man? Gwendolyn got nerfed. Heated Up will no longer trigger as frequently and should not be able to refresh itself when it's already active. Okay, so not a huge nerf, but at least it is a nerf. And then Striker Jones now buffs mortars in combination with the cannons, but still ends up being, again, a little underwhelming, I guess. That's probably the best way to put it, a little bit underwhelming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in the game in just a second, and we're going to talk about these things kind of live. So let's show off the big changes. I think number one, you've got the new Gwendolyn skin over here. She's awesome. Look at that scientist Gwendolyn skin. Oh, yeah, might have to show that off real quick. Monkey Knowledge is pretty important as well. There's 3 new Monkey Knowledge PowerPoint things. Bernie stuff, DDT class balloon removal, and artillery battery reduced by 600. All decent things. You know, something we like to have in the game, but isn't really, really important for us or anything like that. And then we've got the new tower. So if we go to the monkeys really quick, is he going to be in the military? There he is, the Mortar Monkey. He's got all these upgrades over here. He's pretty cool. He's pretty interesting. Still a little bit bad in my opinion. He's hard to use in an efficient way on most levels, but I still like him in the game. He's not going to be one of those towers that breaks the game or anything, though. That's for sure. The 2 new maps, by the way, are we've got Moon Landing over here. You can see I've got a couple medals on that bad boy. A really interesting map because, again, those craters act as walls. So you can't see through them except if you have a wizard or something like that. And then there's an expert map, Quad, which I have not even tried at all yet. Kind of excited to go play that bad boy eventually, but not today. Because we have to go in Sandbox mode and show you guys off the other interesting changes. So I'm not going to go into too much depth in the random bug fixes and stuff like that, but I do want to talk about at least a couple things. The Comanche Commander, again, is supposed to be pretty bad now. But it's not. I find it to be a fairly reasonable tower as long as you alchemize this bad boy. So don't let that underestimate. You know, don't underestimate him anymore. Don't think he's just got nerfed and he's bad now. Now use him up and see if he's going to be a good addition to your tower loadout. Of course, we've got Gwendolyn over here with our blue fire, baby. Whoop whoop whoop, and we can just upgrade her up to level 20. There she is, her wild hair, purple glasses, just the way I like it, man. Just the way I like it. The Inferno Ring is going to have extra damage. That one's the top path, I think? Top path? Yeah, the Inferno Ring is the top path over here. Got a pretty reasonable range over here. What you can do is you can either get long-range attacks for extra range and super range attacks over here, or you can go for the other one, but I don't know if the other one's going to help out that much. It's like it helps out a little bit. But having extra Moab damage could be pretty exciting to have. But don't forget, this guy's expensive as crap, man. What did he cost? 450 grand or something like that? What does he is? He's $42,000. Like, that is not anything to mess around with, man. That's a lot of money right there. The Alchemist is... Oh, here, let's talk about the Monkey Ace. The Flying Fortress is going to get his minor buff. I know 20% doesn't seem like a minor buff, but really it is, because he was worse than Spectres in the first place, and now he might be equal to Spectres. Like... No, just don't do it, because you got to look at a Spectre. What does a Spectre cost? It's only 15 grand. So this guy, you know, just for the 5th tier upgrade himself is 6 of the Spectres? Like, why wouldn't you just build 6 Spectres instead? I don't know. You get to slowly increase your popping power, slowly get them up. So the Flying Fortress still just really doesn't have that many issues for it yet, or, you know, reasons to get it yet. And then last but not least... Oh no, third to last, but fourth to last, not least? Third? A lot of things going on, man. We've got the Spike Vector over here. This is going to be, I believe, the top path. I don't use this all that much, man. The top path. Boom, 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 boom. Super Mines. You, of course, probably want to get faster production on this guy, and even faster production. Though it would be interesting if you could direct mines while it had an infinite range. You know, I would find that unbelievably cool. Just like launch them off the side of the screen or something like that. Ninja Kiwi, think about it, man. Think about it. I know it's not the way that he's really supposed to work, but I think it'd be cool, because nobody's going to get him anyways. 150 grand. You know, there's no way people are normally getting this. So if you guys agree with me on that, let me know in the comments below. If you think that that's a stupid idea, you can also let me know that in the comments. But I think it'd be really cool to see him randomly launch them all the way, you know, everywhere. And then if you direct them, he could just launch them directly at random balloons. Or maybe not infinite range, but a huge range. Something like, you know, like something like that, where he's just huge mungo. I think it'd be cool. And then the Wizard. So this is the Wizard right here. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Wizard Lord Phoenix is very, very powerful now. It's weird because the regular Phoenix isn't all that powerful. He's okay. He does some pops and stuff like that. Definitely better off going with other towers. But then once you use the Wizard Lord Phoenix's ability, he is unbelievably powerful here, guys. Unbelievably powerful. And then, like, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about really quick is just the Alchemist. At this point, basically, most really fast-shooting towers, you're going to need at least 1 Alchemist per tower. So don't think about him as a being able to power up 3 towers anymore. He's going to be able to only power up 1 to maybe 2 towers at a time. But really, you want to try and give each Alchemist, or each tower, their own Alchemist if you're going high tiers like this. And just to finish it off, man, let's just send out... Let's just see 100 bad balloons and see if we can take these things down. Oh, did that wrong. 100. Spacing of, I don't know, 4. And we're going to send out... Oops, what did I send out? We're going to send out some bad balloons here, maybe. No, yeah, 100 bad balloons. Okay. I don't know. I'm curious to see. I think we could take them down. You know, 100 bad balloons is chump change here. It is around 98 bad balloon, too, which is actually, I believe, this... Oh, do we have DDT popping power here? I don't know. Maybe not enough. I don't know if I have camo detection with these guys. Maybe I should give one of these guys camo detection. I don't think the Spike Factory can handle it. Let's give this guy camo detection. At the very least, the Spectre's got it now, but he doesn't even pop those balloons very easily at all either. I don't know what else we get. I think the camo balloons are what's going to kill us. Let's give it to them. And, I don't know, just toss one over here, too, and just see what happens. Give some people some camo detection, just to make it more interesting. Looks like Gwendolyn's doing the real power here, though, guys. She's the powerhouse for us. She could take down all the balloons. Look at that. She's got 45,000 pops already, though. Realistically, this guy's doing a pretty good job. 500,000 pops. Like, he seems like he's overpowered, but he really just doesn't get used properly at all. This guy's got over 1 million pops already, so you can see that difference. And he's almost half the price of this thing, too. Just don't forget about that. It's funny that this guy doesn't even... He's just been sitting there doing nothing the entire time. This is going to be really close, though. I think we're going to lose. But it's curiously interesting to see. The Inferno Ring is no longer there, but he's still technically popping. This guy's got 500,000 pops for that price. At that price point, that's not too shabby. And he's still getting 1,000 per second or so, reaching all the way down over there with that gigantic range like that. All right, all the bad balloons are gone. The DDTs are just about gone. We're getting to the very end. Can we do it, man? It's gonna be so close. I don't know. There's a lot of balloons still on the screen. The spikes are just about gone. They're what did a lot of the extra popping power over here. And it looks like, no, we can't quite handle it. We ran out of spikes here, guys. It's just too many balloons in the way, and we get demolished here. So we're kind of excited to show off all the different changes over here. Oh, you know what I never did? This would have saved me the game for sure. If I just used one of these bad boys, I would have easily annihilated everything. So I don't know why I didn't do that. Because this thing is an awesome addition to your team. He only lasts a little bit, but he is really, really powerful. And actually, one of the towers that I think you should probably think about using if you're ever really, really struggling in the late game and you have a lot of money. Okay? The Wizard Lord Phoenix is solid. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you press that like button for me. I'd appreciate that a bunch. I didn't go over Striker Jones at all, but I did him in a recent video if you want to go check it out. Realistically, he's a little more powerful, but he's not really, like, good. You know, he's okay, but he's not good or anything. I guess that's the best way to put it. But if you enjoyed, press that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't. And, of course, have a super duper delicious day.